Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to have a long video, so I'm going to try to keep this opening really short, but yeah, today we're doing another tier list, but if you saw the thumbnail probably, this is a tier list of every single Jurassic creature design, well, plus a few non-canon ones, but we're mostly sticking to canon stuff, but yeah, this should be a fun, but kind of painfully long video. Also, if you've seen my tier list, usually I just have it to like the end of the page, but this one is so long that I'm gonna have to I just extended the tier list this far. I'll crop it more if I need to, but there's just so many designs I don't think I can reasonably fit them all on here without doing that. I literally have 5 full pages plus a extra 6th page of how many creatures there are. So yeah, let's start. The original Jurassic Park creatures. We have Brachiosaurus. Honestly, the OG Brachiosaurus is a perfectly fine design. But it doesn't do much in the film, though, I mean, it did give us that iconic scene, so I have to give it bonus points there. I'm going to squish this down because, again, there's a lot. But yeah, Brachiosaurus is definitely a great creature. The design is pretty solid. Not much in color, though I don't really need much. Dilophosaurus. I hate the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus. I find, outside of the color scheme, there's not much I like about it. I thought it was fine in the first film, but honestly, I'm not even that mad about the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus itself. I'm more mad about, first thing, we never get to see the adults, just because this thing is basically the definitive Dilophosaurus now, and also that I'm honestly more mad when I see the Dilophosaurus outside of the Jurassic Park franchise, because it's not like actual Dilophosaurus anymore. It's just this piece of junk, though admittedly, it's kind of iconic. I'll put it in E tier. I just really don't like the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus. There's only two people that like the Dilophosaurus, and people that don't like the Dilophosaurus, and the people that don't really care, so they just don't really have much of an opinion on it. People either really like it, know it's inaccurate, but don't have an issue with it, or then there's the people that hate it because it basically just ruined Dilophosaurus for everyone. But yeah, now we have Gallimimus. This thing's also perfectly fine. I really don't have any issue. I think this is probably the best Gallimimus in the franchise, and B tier, it's pretty solid. Again, I'm going to have to actually try to space these out some, so yeah. Anyways, the Parasaurolophus, the colorations are nice, but the whole thing looks generally just emaciated. So, yeah, the Jurassic Park Parasaurolophus, I'll put it in C. It's not really that good, honestly. Admittedly, it's probably the worst second worst Parasaurolophus. I know there's one that is significantly worse, so it's second worst Parasaurolophus in the franchise. Next, we have the original Triceratops. Does literally nothing in the film. I wish it did a little bit more, and also the actual design's pretty nice. It's just the color scheme that's not really good. It's another solid A tier design. Personally, not my favorite. Down below the Brachiosaurus, because I have bias towards sauropods. But anyways, next we have the original T-Rex. I feel like I am going to get... I feel like I'm... Okay, people are going to be really mad at me for my ranking of this thing, but it's high A tier. You may be thinking that's bad, but this is the freaking T-Rex. Honestly, most people are not going to let me put it up there. Honestly, I would not say this is the best T-Rex. I would argue that this is second or third best T-Rex in the franchise. Definitely not first, though. Iconic, but I cannot put it in the top tier. Next up, the original Jurassic Park Velociraptors, another creature that I just like. It's the, okay, for me personally, it's the weakest out of the first trilogy raptor design-wise. When it comes to scenes, it's easily the best, but design-wise, yeah, design, I'm mainly ranking these based off design, though I am putting some input based on, like, what they do in the film. But, yeah, this one, it's fine. It's, okay, I'll put it in A tier. I'll put it in A tier. Actually, I think I'll put it above Triceratops because at least it's kind of interesting. I'll put the original Velociraptor in A tier. Next, we have Compsognathus. This thing's literally perfect. It's going in S tier. Yes, I'm ranking Compy above T-Rex. It doesn't have as much standards to hold up to. Plus, I mean, it's a freaking Compy. There's not really much difference between different variants, and this is just the best Compy variant when there's a lot of good T-Rex variants in this franchise, of which basically all of them are in the first half of the franchise, but still. Mamenchisaurus. Yeah, I know it's just a reuse of the a Seismosaurus model, so it's technically a Diplodocus, but I kind of don't care and want to give Mamenchisaurus a pass. Oh man, this is based off my personal preference. Also, I have to mention that now because last time I didn't specify that. You guys were mad would actually be underselling it. So yeah, I'm putting Mamenchisaurus above T-Rex. I'm sorry. Anyways, next we have Pachycephalosaurus. Also, another creature that I think is really good. I just think it needs more in the scene department. Also, it could be a bit bigger. I'll put it below the Brachiosaurus because, admittedly, I know the Velociraptor does better, but I mean it's a horrible Velociraptor. Though if we're basing it off of Deinonychus, which is what its design was based off of, I know I can really give leniency, but there's better Velociraptors while there's no better Pachycephalosaurus. I forgot to delete it from here. The Velociraptor Parasaurolophus was pretty much the best Parasaurolophus until, like, Dominion. I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but the Para is just perfect. It doesn't need to do much, and I think it did just enough. It's going in S tier. Yeah, this ranking's really messed up, but yeah, Para is going in S tier. This Pteranodon is easily... This franchise doesn't have many good pterosaurs. They have, like, 2 good pterosaurs, and that's it. Everything else is at best mediocre, and then at worst horrible. So, yeah. This Pteranodon, it's going all the way down in D tier. It's really bad. Hey, at least I can tell it's a Pteranodon, unlike the Dilophosaurus, though. Next, we have... Baby Stegosaurus. I want to try to do as many baby designs as I can, though I might miss out on a few. Baby Stegosaurus, I don't really like this design, admittedly. I was never a big fan of the Baby Stegosaurus design. It just always looked weird. Like, this thing looks like it should be in Dinosaur. But, anyways, next we have, Lost World Triceratops. I love this thing. It basically fixes most of the issues. I wish the design was a bit better. I'll put it top of A tier, because, like, admittedly... Actually, I kind of want to put it below Mamenchisaurus, because, I mean, it's not Mamenchisaurus. But, yeah. I'm going to have to put this thing right here. I think its scenes are really good. Its design is solid, though honestly, after Prehistoric Planet, I can see what a Triceratops should be. It's just honestly not passing. Triceratops is a creature that you really have to make a good design to make me actually interested in it, because generally I'm not super big Triceratops fan. Next, we have Buck, and yeah, people are going to have my head for this one. This one's going in S tier. And I still would say that this is second best T-Rex in the franchise. You already know what the best is. Anyways, Doe, I think this design is just slightly better than OG Rexy. We'll put it above the Triceratops. Honestly, I feel like there's something off with this ranking. I'll put T-Rex higher because I feel like, yeah, even I feel like that's a bit off for the ranking to have the T-Rex so low, the original Jurassic Park T-Rex. Mamenchisaurus first, then Doe. Then we are going to move OG Rexy up to the front. And then we're going to put Triceratops here. Also, I've been having some issues with like my screen recording and audio kind of not syncing up properly. And when I try to fix it in editing, it's just not working. So I'm really hoping I'm able to actually get it to work and actually sync up properly. Anyway, we're making good progress. We're almost through the first 2 films. Next, we have Stegosaurus. Honestly, the Jurassic Park Stegosaurus, the Lost World one is actually really good. So, yeah, we're going to put this one in S tier. I think I'll put it slightly below Buck, but still a really good design. Next, we have Junior. Junior is peak cinema. Junior is absolutely wonderful. Junior is going in S tier. Though, I'm sorry, Junior, you have to go below Stegosaurus. Junior, you're just not a good juvenile T-Rex. For the time, maybe, but, yeah, we know that they look nothing like this. So, yeah, we're not putting you there. I think this baby Triceratops' name is Ralph. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Jurassic Park baby dinosaurs. They're just not the best. I'll put it in B tier. Yeah, no, I'm putting it in high C tier, actually. Ralph will probably stay at, like, the top of C tier because it's not horrible. It just, I don't know, something just doesn't feel right about it. Anyways, next we have the Lost World one, Tiger Raptor. You're going to see my bias showing because, yeah, I love the Tiger Raptor. Easily one of my favorite Raptors. It's between this, the Jurassic Park III Raptor, and the Rebirth Raptor. But even then, the Rebirth Raptor doesn't count because it got killed by a dragon, so yeah. We're going to put the Tiger Raptors in top of A tier. Is it above Mamenchisaurus? Oh, okay, that's a really tough one. Yeah, no, it's not above Mamenchisaurus. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to put this one in A tier. So, yeah. Anyways. Now we move on to Jurassic Park 3. First, we have Ankylosaurus. This is the better of the Ankylosaurus designs in this franchise, but it's still not good. I don't like any of the Jurassic World Ankylosaurus as much. They're fine, but honestly, they could be so much better. B tier, I'll give it low B tier, because honestly, I feel like that's reasonable enough. The Jurassic Park 3 Brachiosaurus is cool, but at the same time, it's kind of freaky. I kind of don't like it. It kind of scares me. We'll put it above, like, the, I think I will put it above the, I can't remember, the old Triceratops. But, yeah, above the OG Brachiosaurus, because, again, it's a nice design, but it's just could use a bit more. In fact, if it just had a little extra blue color around its head, maybe that could help. Hint, hint. Anyways, Ceratosaurus. This thing doesn't look like a Ceratosaurus. I know Ceratosaurus is a fan favorite, but it doesn't look like a Ceratosaurus really much at all. It's literally just a T-Rex with a nose horn on it, and I'm not even exaggerating. That's quite literally what they did to make this thing's design. I'm putting Ceratosaurus in, I'll put it in C tier. Actually, I remember how I said Ralph was going to be on the top of C tier for a while. Actually, I think he's going to stay there. I think Ceratosaurus is just not the best. The color scheme, though. Oh, let me move it. Color scheme alone is not enough to save a creature. It's fairly close enough to be saving a creature, but it's not quite enough to save a creature. So Ceratosaurus is going there. Now we move on to the next creature, which is this little guy right here. And, well, of course, everyone knows this thing. And it is the Compsognathus, but the Jurassic Park 3 version, which might actually just be the Lost World design. I'm actually just going to remove it, because I'm pretty sure it's just the Lost World design, but I think it goes slightly below the Lost World design. So, yeah, real fast. So, yeah, it just turns out I haven't been recording this whole time. So, I'm just going to, you guys probably just had, like, a still screen this whole time, because I just realized I have not been recording this entire first part of the ranking video, and I'm not re-recording it. I'm sorry, but you can see my ranking right here. What I'm going to do is just kind of tell you what I ranked, where I ranked things. Well, you actually, guys, you did just hear where I ranked things. You heard my explanation, so I'm just going to have an image of the thing up here. As we don't know, I was about to do a whole entire part where I explained it. I went to go check my screen recorder because it should have stopped by now, but it didn't. So, yeah. Let's go back to the ranking, except I'll actually have my screen recorder working this time. So, yeah, this should be, you should have visuals now. Anyways, Cretaceous. Where am I putting Corey Boy? He's been harassing me a bunch about the Rebirth Titanosaurus, so he's going in E tier. Okay, I'm just kidding. This Cretaceous design-wise, it's fine. I think the colorations could be... the colorations are really good, but I think the actual design could be a bit better, so... We'll put it in C tier, actually. Yeah, we're going to put it in C tier, but we're going to put it below the Cerato. Actually, no, above Ceratosaurus. It's a bit better than... Actually, is it better than Ralph? Yeah, I was thinking because Ralph is actually a pretty decent interpretation of a baby Triceratops, but I still think the Cretaceous is just a better design. Now, moving on, we have the Parasaurolophus. This is just the original Jurassic Park Parasaurolophus, but better in quite literally every way. And then I think the colorations are about as good, if not... I don't know, it doesn't do much in the film. I'll put it in A tier, though. How high in A tier does it go? I think I'm going to get some people mad with this one. I'm going to put it slightly above a lot of creatures. I'm going to put it above the original Brachiosaurus, actually. Why the heck is Pachycephalosaurus so low? I feel like it should be up a bit higher, but hey, I think I will just keep it there. Because again, it didn't do much. I think that's why I actually ranked it so low. Anyways, next we have the JP3 Pteranodon. One of two good pterosaurs in this franchise. Wow, that's kind of wild. Anyways, Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon going in, I think I want to put it in S. It just does enough, and the color scheme's good. The only issue it has is it has teeth. And also, I guess it's missing pycnofibers, though I can give it a pass for that. How far up does it go? I think it's third best right now. Ooh, actually, no, it's not above. It's not above Buck. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, yeah. It's going up here. Just a really good creature. Actually, no, this scene is so perfectly crafted. I think I might have to put it above Buck. Is it above Para? I'm sorry. I think I have to put it above Parasaurolophus even. Second best. I think this is just the perfect pterosaur scene. In fact, why couldn't we get something like this except on a bigger scale and maybe in the forest for the Quetzalcoatlus and Rebirth instead of it just climbing up a side of a cliff stupidly? Spinosaurus. Yeah, you can tell. You'll be able to tell what creature I like more in this franchise. T-Rex or Spinosaurus just by where I rank this creature. You will never guess. Just take a guess. Drum roll, please. I'm going to throw this thing in S tier. How far up in S tier, though? Okay, I'll admittedly not. I'll put it behind Parasaurolophus. But easily the best Megatheropod. I don't think any Megatheropod is going to pass the Rebirth. Pass this Spinosaurus. Next, we have the Stegosauruses, which I think these are also just like a slight change of the, Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. Did I just say Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus? I meant to say Jurassic Park 3 Stegosaurus. Apologize for that. And honestly, these guys do literally nothing, so we're going top of... Well, not top of B tier. I think at least the Gallimimus did something, so, yeah, I think it warrants staying up a little bit higher. So yeah, that's where I'm putting these Stegosaurus. The design is decent enough, but it does literally nothing. Do these Triceratops even count? I've seen some like behind the scenes like size comparison of this thing, and this thing's design is hideous. So yeah, it's going to C, actually D tier. Above Pteranodon though, because at least it kind of looks like a. Actually, no, the Pteranodon goes up, but the color scheme's pretty nice. It should have been Geostembergia, but it wasn't. So yeah, I don't know if I put Geostembergia's concept design in here. If I didn't, I'm sorry, but it should be in here. Anyways, we have the male T-Rex, which I think is basically the same design as a buck. Or, I know a lot of people call this the bull T-Rex, but I think they're both buck T-Rexes, but I don't think... This isn't buck, but it is a buck Tyrannosaurus. So, a lot of people just name it bull. I have no idea. Anyways, this design, I kind of forget about this design, so you may think that means the design is bad. No, it's actually really good. I think I'm going to put it in A tier. Though how high, I think I'm going to... Put it below Tigeraptor Mamenchisaurus, of course, but nowhere near as high as I mean, nowhere near as high as like the other T-Rexes, the other green T-Rexes. Anyways, next we have the Jurassic Park III Velociraptor, as most people call him Quilliam. We're going to put... did I put the male and female as separate? Okay, no. Okay, this is just ranking both the male and female. They both have good color schemes, both good designs. These guys are going to have to go up there. Are they above... Actually, I think they are. They're not above Spinosaurus, though. Sorry. They are going to go in S. Honestly, you can definitely see my preferences towards creatures. Honestly, I almost want to move Junior down just because of inaccuracies, but honestly, at the same time, it's Junior, so I don't think I can. Anyways, my chair's about to squeak very loudly because I'm about to move. Yeah, I don't know why I'm putting so much random information in this video, but Ankylosaurus, I don't like this thing. It doesn't look good. Jurassic World Ankylosaurus isn't very nice to look at, admittedly. C tier, below the baby Stegosaurus. The thing about Ankylosaurus I like is how round, smooth, and like the subtle detail of like how perfect it looks. And this thing's just like a rugged armadillo. I don't like it. The second worst sauropod in this franchise. The ugly old wrinkly lump of flesh called Apatosaurus. Hey, at the very least, it's a valid genus and also looks like an Apatosaurus. At least looks like they used an Apatosaurus skeleton. Looks like they at least put effort to at least make it look like what they were making. So I have to give them props there. Otherwise, it's going in D tier. It's kind of just... Actually, you know what? I don't think I can put this above the Dilophosaurus. It's just... Yeah, the Dilophosaurus at least has nice colors. Dimorphodon. I actually don't think this one is as bad as people say. A lot of people really hate this thing, but personally, in my opinion, it's probably the best of the not good pterosaurs. I know that sounds bad, but honestly, I think I like this thing over the... I think I kind of prefer this thing design over the Rebirth Quetzalcoatlus. The only thing the Rebirth Quetzalcoatlus has on this thing is the color scheme. Otherwise, the Dimorphodon does a lot, and also the design is decent enough for the creature. I mean, it's not completely butchering Dimorphodon, but I mean, it's also not the best depiction of it. I'll put it in B tier, below Gallimimus. So, yeah, hot take. That might be a hot take, but Dimorphodon, I think, is not as bad as people say. Jurassic World Gallimimus is just the other Gallimimus, but more emaciated, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks more mammalian, I guess. Yeah, we'll put this one below. Actually, Dimorphodon just going to be sandwiched between Gallimimus, I guess. Because I really don't know any other way to rank them. So, yeah. Again, I'm also hoping this footage syncs up to the actual audio really well because I literally spent 4 hours last time ranking every Jurassic figure and then just for it all to get messed up and then my external drive to get corrupted, so all the footage is just gone now. Anyways, Indominus Rex. And okay, there's a lot of debate between hybrids in this franchise, and Indominus Rex I guess is cool, but it's not like my favorite creature, but I also don't despise it. Should it go in B tier? Ooh. Actually, I think I'm gonna just basically all the hybrids just are like equal to me, except for one, and you know my bias towards that one, and it will go to get a higher ranking than the others. But Indominus Rex is probably the second best hybrid. Well, Realistic is probably the best, but I don't care. It's gonna be second best. Mosasaurus. Honestly, Mosasaurus easily went in S tier solely off of being a marine reptile, but that's not enough to cut it anymore. Mosasaurus. Rebirth has outdid you and showed you that marine reptiles can be better. Though we still don't have many marine reptiles, so, yeah, it's dethroning my Mamenchisaurus, unfortunately. But it goes top of A. I think it's probably going to stay there. Honestly, it kind of just gets points for being a marine reptile. If we had more marine reptiles, its ranking would probably slip, but anyways. Pachycephalosaurus. This looks like the Primeval New World Pachycephalosaurus, but slightly better. Okay, and I just want to talk about the Primeval New World Pachycephalosaurus real fast. When I said I wasn't a big fan of the Dracorex design because I felt like they did too much with that design, I didn't mean go in a complete opposite direction when doing Pachycephalosaurus. I meant maybe tone it back a little bit, not completely. The thing is so boring, and this just looks like that, but with better patterns. So, yeah. Above the Jurassic Park III Ankylosaurus it goes. Yeah, honestly, if they just kind of make an animal not look like the original animal that it is, I'm going to not give it too much of a good ranking. Or if they just make the design boring. There's a good balance in between, and those are where the good designs go. This Parasaurolophus, yeah, the Jurassic World one's not, it's honestly just a lame excuse. And honestly, if we're considering the Cretaceous design as canon, oh man, this, as like actual variant of this, honestly, I don't think we get too good of a look at this thing in the film, but we see the Cretaceous one, I'm sure we're gonna rank that one later. This one goes at the top of D, well, middle, it's actually getting sandwiched between the Lost World Pteranodon. It's not better, but at the same time, it's kind of not worse, so I don't know. Next, we have the hideous freak of nature called the Jurassic World Pteranodon. This thing's ugly. This thing's going in E tier. The bot actually isn't worse than Apatis. Yeah, no, it's worse than Apatosaurus. Oh my goodness. Of all the creatures, they had to retcon their designs and make new designs for Jurassic World Rebirth. Why could this not be one of them? I know we had that tiny Pteranodon in a cage, but that's not enough. Next, we have the Jurassic World Stegosaurus. Did they really just decide to basically take outdated dinosaur skeletons and put elephant skin around all of them? Because that's what all Jurassic World herbivores look like. Stegosaurus is no exception. This thing is not as sad as the other ones, though, so D tier. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking of moving Dilophosaurus up just because of, honestly, how bad most of these are. I'm putting Dilophosaurus in the top of D tier, because D for Dilophosaurus. And also D for disappointment. Anyways. Next, we have the Jurassic World Triceratops. Shame they used this thing on everything, even Jurassic Park merchandise. Yeah, this thing is going down in D tier. Actually, no, it's going in E tier. It's not worse than... It's actually like the top of E tier, because at least it's a decent enough Triceratops. It doesn't look as outdated as some of the other dinosaurs in this film. But, yeah. Next, we have Jurassic World Rexy. Yeah, this is probably the lowest ranking T-Rex so far. Where am I going to put Rexy? Probably like B tier. That seems too high. We'll put it bottom B tier, I guess. Yeah, it's not that good of a T-Rex. Next, we have Blue. And the Blue counts for literally just all of the Jurassic World Raptors. Also, just not very good. Blue, I'm honestly kind of sick and tired of seeing Blue. We've seen Blue so much, it's kind of tiring and nauseating at this point. But at the same time, I think some of the other Raptors in the pack just have better colorations. But Blue is also kind of iconic. Honestly, I think their color patterns are good, and the amount that they were used was decent. Just how they were used weren't really good. Top of C tier. Yeah, sorry. These guys just look like... How are we regressing backwards? I feel like these are worse than the Jurassic World, Velociraptor. So yeah, we're gonna put it below Ceratosaurus, Ralph. Yeah, I think just sandwiched in between. It's too fleshy and mammalian for my liking. So that's where we're gonna slap Blue and the other Jurassic World Raptors. Next, we have the baby Triceratops. This design is actually just Ralph, but done better somehow. How did Jurassic World actually make a better baby Triceratops design? It's actually kind of decent, almost. Yeah, we're gonna put this one actually decently high, probably bottom of A tier. And finally, A tier is easily filled. There's a lot of decent Jurassic designs, but we haven't gotten that far into the franchise yet, that's why. Anyways, next we have the baby Apatosaurus, which is significantly better than its parent. We will not punish you for the sins of your parent's ugliness, baby Apatosaurus. We will put you, okay, bottom of B. Bottom of B is pretty good. Actually, I think you have less impact. Also, I forgot to mention, the Apatosaurus was originally going to be a Diplodocus, though I don't think they used Diplodocus to base its design at the very least. Twice I've been denied one of my favorite sauropods. Baby Gallimimus, you're actually a really good design. Honestly, if you had some fuzz on you, this would actually be like really good Gallimimus design in general, but for a Jurassic design, it's also really good. S tier, slightly below Junior. Next, we have Juvenile Allosaurus. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers with this one. People hate the Jurassic World Allosaurus, the juvenile one at least, and I don't know why. I always thought that this was actually a really good design. I always actually liked this one over the other Allosauruses we got. The only design that I think is actually better, or at least even with this one, is the Jurassic World Evolution design. So, yeah, I think, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna get some people real mad with this one. I am just going to sneak it up in here on A tier, and you guys can just deal with that. And hopefully, just hopefully, you guys don't get the guillotine out. Anyways, moving on. We have the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx, and this thing is kind of disgraceful, especially towards the original art that they had on the website. Yeah, no, this thing isn't ranking very high. C tier, though. Admittedly, I actually in a way, I kind of like the Jurassic World Baryonyx, because I think it's just been shoved down my throat so much that at this point, I kind of just like it at this point, but not that much. I like it a bit, but not much. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I would rather have Baryonyx any day. In fact, I think it's kind of just in a similar place as the hybrids, like, actually a little bit less. At least the hybrids have a reason to look the way they do. It's basically the same boat as the hybrids, except not quite as much. So, yeah, I like it. At this point, I kind of like it, though I would prefer to have literally anything over it. Next, we have the Fallen Kingdom Brachiosaurus. This is just the original Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus design, but a little bit nicer colors. Honestly, I think it does rank very similarly, though, so yeah, I don't know exactly where I want to put it. I'll put it above the, I don't think even I can put that above original Rexy. I will put it up here. right below Rexy, but right above JP3 Brachiosaurus. And honestly, A tier is just really full right now. Next, we have... Yeah, honestly, I don't... Have you guys seen my profile image? Do you know what my favorite creature in this franchise is? I think you should know where the Carnotaurus is ranking. Yes, it's only the second best Carnotaurus in this franchise entirely, but it's the only one that's canon, so yeah. Is it perfect? Maybe not, but yeah, I don't care. It's getting an S tier. Yes, I might be a bit biased, and realistically, I think I would actually rank it somewhere between Parasaurolophus and Pteranodon, but yeah, it's Carnotaurus. The design's great, the color scheme's great, it's going there. Next, we have the Fallen Kingdom Compy, which, honestly, these Compies all look the same, though it doesn't do anything interesting in this film, so yeah, I'm just gonna go make A tier a little bit more bloated, I guess. I'm gonna just, yeah, we're just gonna scoot everything on over a little bit. I'm just gonna need to, at this point, I really need to just, I kind of want to group A tier, but at the same time, I know that's a bad idea, so we're not going to do that. Let me just scoot over a little bit. Yeah, I don't know where I want to rank it, though, in A tier. There's just a lot of good creatures in A tier. I think we'll just put it, like, below the OG Brachiosaurus. So, yeah. I'm sorry this video is not very professional, because my videos are never very professional, but this is just kind of, I don't know, just kind of randomly ranking them. Also, if I offend anyone with my rankings, I actually already know that's going to happen, so yeah, that should be fun to read these comments afterwards. Assuming this video comes out, because this video is kind of messy, and sometimes my messier videos I decide to just completely scrap or just redo. Anyways, Indoraptor. Yeah, bootleg Megaraptor, it is not going to go super high. Just slightly below Indominus. I do actually, after hearing a lot of people talk about Indominus Rex, I actually do think Indominus Rex is a bit cooler than Indoraptor. Though, that's just because Indoraptor is cooler, Indominus Rex is cooler ability. Ew, disgusting. We have everyone's favorite Pachyrhinosaurus from China, of course. So yeah, we're going to put Sinoceratops. Yeah, actually, it's a bit better than some of these other designs. Yeah, we'll put it right here. D tier. Not very good, but it has nice colors. And at least they picked a really obscure, like a creature that was pretty obscure, especially back when the film was made. Next, we have Stygimoloch. This thing does something unlike Pachycephalosaurus, so I gotta give it props for that at least. I think I actually would just rank it slightly above Pachycephalosaurus. Seriously. So we're just gonna scoot that down. Probably next to the Brachia, actually. I think I way prefer the Pachycephalosaurus' design, but even I know it didn't do much. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna just rearrange this a little bit. Putting Pachy here, I actually kind of don't care. I think its design is just so much better. So we're gonna put it above Stygimoloch, and then here are the other A tier contenders. Scoot this over, cover up the Velociraptor's face. Anyways, next we have Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus. Slightly better than the Dominion one, but still personally not my favorite. I don't like the Jurassic World Allosaurus. To me, it's just, well, not Allosaurus. It's, again, Allosaurus is a pretty basic dinosaur, and I feel like in a lot of cases, they kind of do too much to the animal to try to make it look interesting, when they could just have Allosaurus be Allosaurus. I feel like there's certain design choices, like really just give it a really good pattern, do what you can with its actual natural shapes and facial features and proportions, and you can make a really iconic Allosaurus. Like, look at the Walking Dinosaur one, they didn't have to slap osteoderms all over it. At the very least, it didn't just straight up fuse with Godzilla, so we're gonna at least give it points for that. Yeah, we'll put it above original Rexy in B tier. Actually, yeah, no, I think that's about right. Next, we have Nasutoceratops. Definitely one of my favorite ceratopsians in this franchise. I feel like they really picked some random ceratopsians. They could have done with like Styracosaurus, Torosaurus, and like Pachyrhinosaurus, but instead they did some pretty obscure ones. Nasutoceratops, I love this thing. Probably my favorite ceratopsian in the franchise. And I think I have to put it above the OG Stegosaurus. Sorry about that. Anyways, Nasutoceratops goes up there. Baby Nasutoceratops, I don't really like this thing's design, though. It's better than the original Jurassic World. Ralph, the Triceratops. Yeah, I'm honestly just trashing on Ralph this whole video for some reason. But yeah, anyways, we're going to put it slightly below Rexy. Next, we have Jurassic World Dominion, some scaly lizard, Allosaurus. Yeah, it's fine. Just fine. We'll put it C tier. Is it worse than Ralph? Honestly, you know what? I cannot, in good consciousness, put it above Ceratops. Is it above or below Baryonyx? All these guys are just equally kind of just scaly lizards. One's a scaly lizard and one's a scaly crocodile, though I think the Allosaurus just looks slightly cooler at the very least. So, yeah. Next we have Ankylosaurus. This is the prologue Ankylosaurus. And, yeah, I think the prologue Ankylosaurus looks ever so slightly better than the one we got in the films, though, not by much. Not enough to save it at the very least. Next, we have the Dominion Parasaurolophus, which, did I just say Parasaurolophus? Dominion Apatosaurus. At the very least, it's better than the ugly old wrinkly sack we got in Jurassic World, so hey, I might as well rank it slightly above it. Man, we actually have quite a few Jurassic World Apatosauruses, and all of them are bad. Anyways, next we have Atrociraptors, just all of them. And yes, we're ranking their Dominion appearance, so if we're going based off appearance, like their actual, what they do in the actual film, man, these things are getting really low rankings. Surprisingly, I haven't done any F tiers yet. And you know what? I think I have to change that. There actually are a lot of designs that I would put in F tier. All of, actually, the back end of E tier is going in F tier. That's how bad they are. Honestly, this Stegosaurus, the more and more I look at it, why the heck is the Triceratops so low? It should be higher. Above Sinoceratops even. So, yeah, I think I put above that Triceratops. Yeah, there's where I'm just going to rearrange this a little bit to make it a little bit more to actually depict these creatures in the ranking. Actually, I think I put the Sinoceratops in E tier. So, yeah, the Atrociraptors. Anyways, completely forgot about those guys. C tier. They're going in C tier. They are basically just the Jurassic World Velociraptors, but ever so slightly better. And, yeah, actually, I think they literally just ranked them slightly above them. Admittedly, the Velociraptors, like Charlie, for example, and Echo, I think had better colors and patterns. But, yeah, outside of that, the Atrociraptors are slightly better. The one-armed juvenile Baryonyx. Yeah. Cyborg Baryonyx. Yeah, I don't really like this one too much. But I think I rank it slightly below the Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx, just because I think the Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx is ever so slightly better. But, yeah, I guess it's not, if we're ranking it compared to the other Baryonyx, it's not horrible. I think it's actually just basically the same in quality, just slightly smaller. Now we have more Dominion creatures. Carnotaurus, we've already established. Carnotaurus is peak of this franchise. Though, admittedly, I'm not a big fan of this Carnotaurus variant as much, so, yeah, I think, honestly, I might have to rank it below honestly, this really hurts me, but I think I have to rank this one below quite a few creatures. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, it's better than the Rex. Yeah, who am I kidding? Here's the Carnotaurus. Goes up here in S tier. Dominion Dilophosaurus. So it's basically just the Dilophosaurus we had before, except stripped of the only saving grace of it was that at least the Dilophosaurus was its first, it was doing something unique, and also the colorations were good. So, yeah, this thing's going to the top of F tier. At the very least, doesn't hurt my eyes to look at. I don't like looking at it, but, at least my eyes are not burning. So, yeah. Dimetrodon. Yeah, it kind of has a T-Rex head. And, yeah, the colorations are not anything super crazy. And, yeah, it has osteoderms, but I can't not. It kind of has the same thing as the Mosasaurus. Yes, it has a lot of issues, but it's freaking Dimetrodon. So, yeah. Or in the case of Mosasaurus, it's freaking Mosasaurus. Though, I don't think that is quite enough to save it. Is it at the top? Let's see. Very difficult to say. I think I like it not more than Stygimoloch. Goes above the Compy, though. Honestly, I feel like I'm ranking the Jurassic Park Velociraptor pretty low. I think I actually have to bump it up a bit. Give it a nice, healthy bumping up of 1. There you go. Yeah, people are going to hate me for my ranking of the Jurassic Park Velociraptor, but hey. Anyways, next we have the Dimorphodon. Yeah, this thing is lost a bond. Okay, basically past the point of no return. I like the fuzz, and I think I like the head shape a little bit more and the colorations, but everything else is really bad and worse than the original Dimorphodon considerably. So, yeah. They both improved and made this design worse at the same time, and I don't know why or how, but they did. Yeah, it's basically in the same boat as the Ankylosaurus to me, though, so actually a little bit worse. Yeah, I'm starting to see why people hate the Dimorphodon now, because this design is definitely questionable. I think in Jurassic World Evolution, they made its design more like the regular Dimorphodon, so yeah, I think it's a little bit better there, but anyways. Next, we have Dreadnoughtus. I love Dreadnoughtus. I love Dreadnoughtus a lot. So, yeah, I don't know if... I definitely have a sauropod bias. I really like sauropods. So, you know if I hate a sauropod, it has to be a sauropod that's really bad. So, yeah, that should tell you why. Is it better than Mamenchisaurus? Yeah, who am I kidding? As much as I love Mamenchisaurus, the Mamenchisaurus is just a plain brown, and also again just looks like a Seismosaurus, while Dreadnoughtus is an actual Dreadnoughtus, and also the colorations of blue and like yellowy gold is just really cool. Too bad we only get to see it in an Arby's commercial though, or a Hardee's commercial. Anyways, the giant lamprey. How did this creature appeared again in the franchise? Who knows? But it's kind of disgusting. But at the same time, I mean, it's a good depiction of a lamprey, so yeah, I guess. Kind of random that this thing was even in the film, but is it better than the Trikes? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, here's the giant lamprey. At least the Jurassic Park Velociraptor is better than the lamprey. Yeah. Anyways, the giant locust. Honestly, just for appearance alone, I should put these guys in F, but design-wise, I think they're fine. And we'll put them in D tier. So, yeah. Anyways. Giganotosaurus. Let's see. Giganotosaurus is just a really good creature. Well, a really good creature. Did you not hear me say creature? Not Giganotosaurus, not good dinosaur. It is a good creature. But it's a crap Giganotosaurus, and also it's a pacifist in the film. How is your main antagonist going to be a pacifist? How? It's not like it'd be actually ridiculous if somehow this franchise managed to do it twice. Like, it'd be crazy if they made the same mistake of making a kaiju again and then just making it a pacifist. That'd be absolutely wild the way they did. Yippee. Okay, yeah, we're gonna put the Dominion Giga in. Yeah, let's see. I think it's not as good as the Ankylosaurus. I'm not gonna let my bias save the Dominion Giga too much because like it's not a Giganotosaurus. So yeah. Next we have the Iguanodon. If we're calling this thing Mantelsaurus or an Iguanodont, it's actually really good. But honestly, this thing needs to go to the gym to get like some beefier arms. Otherwise, it's not good enough. So yeah, we're gonna put this thing in the bottom of A. I think that's actually a pretty fitting place for this thing. Actually, not the bottom of A, but we'll put it. Actually, I don't think I can even reasonably justify putting it below. I mean, above Velociraptor from the original film. So I will just put it in that place right between the lamprey. Next, we have Lystrosaurus. This thing is actually perfect. It had a perfect role in the film. Had a perfect design. Lystrosaurus is great, and it is dethroning Compsognathus. Because I don't think they could really do much better for Lystrosaurus. Seriously, there's not anything I would change about this design. Well, Compsognathus, I mean, I guess it could have fuzz. I mean, I wouldn't add fuzz to it, but I feel like some fuzz could be cool to see on it. Next, we have Microceratus, which, yeah, why is its eye in its nasal cavity? Or, well, fenestre. I don't know. Why is it's not in the right place. The color scheme is good, but it does literally nothing in the film. Top of B tier, outdoing all the hybrids. Kind of weird to say that this thing's better than all the hybrids, but hey, it is. So yeah. Next, we have Morus Intrepidus. Honestly, this thing is really good. Just all the size and proportions are completely off. It should be lengthier, and then also it should just be like quadruple the size bare minimum. Honestly, wild how the actual single fossil I think we only have like a leg bone for Morus, or we have a few bones, but leg bone is like one of the most known pieces of Morus Intrepidus, and it is like bigger than the entire thing the actual creature that appears in the film. So yeah, I do have the Noxon points for being unnecessarily inaccurate, though I also love Morus. So yeah, we're gonna definitely give it some bonus points. I mean, Pachycephalosaurus was also a bit small, but I think proportions were about perfect for that thing. So yeah, we're gonna put Morus slightly below it. Definitely one of my favorite creatures in Dominion. So, yeah. Next, we have Oviraptor. This thing design was basically perfect, actually. I mean, I guess it could have some better wings, but, yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other issue is that it has no Mattel figure and that is cut from the film. I'm putting this thing in S tier. Oviraptor needs some justice. It deserves some bonus points. Going above both the babies, sorry about that, but, yeah, Oviraptor, going right here. Again, it's only in the extended edition, so I guess it does knock some points from that, but otherwise, yeah. I have both variants of the Dominion Para. I literally lumped all the Atrociraptors and Velociraptors into one, but I did two different for the Parasaurolophus. That kind of feels wild to say, but yeah. I'm putting this version of the Dominion Parasaurolophus bottom of S tier so far. Just a nice design. And next, we have the other Dominion Parasaurolophus. I love this thing's design. I think most people love this thing's design. It's just a really good Parasaurolophus design. Ooh, this actually, I think it goes above most of them. Honestly, you can see that I have a really weird preference for some creatures and really weird ranking. That I ranked some creatures. I'm ranking this thing above Spinosaurus, Parasaurolophus. I mean, it has some nice colors and also design's pretty much perfect. Also, we need to see an adult of this thing. Oh, the Dino Tracker slash Dominion Pteranodon. Oh goodness, this is just the Jurassic World Pteranodon, but even uglier. Yeah, no, we're putting this thing at the bottom. So, yeah. Next we have Pyroraptor. Okay, Pyroraptor, yeah, at least it will be better one day in the franchise. As of now, that's not the day, and also... Is my screen recorder recording? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Sorry about that. It's about to stop, though. Pyroraptor. Where would I put Pyroraptor? Yeah, let's put Pyroraptor in C or... B tier, I think, is actually... Feels about right. B tier feels right for this thing. Above the Giga. For their only feathered creature, actually, I think it goes about here. Feels about right for Pyroraptor. Honestly, I would probably change the ranking of some of these creatures, especially by the time I'm done with this. But yeah, I'm kind of just going where I'm feeling in the moment. I feel like Pyroraptor feels right about there. The beautiful Quetzalcoatlus. The only issue this thing has is that it doesn't have any good scenes, and the fact that this thing also is oversized. Outside of that, this thing's perfect. Is that enough to see? Ooh, man. The Quetzal may be one of... Okay, I think I'm going to put it... Okay, just because Leonard has better scenes, I will put it below Leonard. But if Quetzalcoatlus had like the perfect scene, like get the people that works on Prehistoric Planet to give Quetzalcoatlus a scene, or just anyone that actually knows prehistoric animals and doesn't hate them, like a certain guy named Gareth. But anyways, Quetzalcoatlus, if it had a good scene, this thing would easily be maybe even the best creature in the franchise. It might even be better than Carnotaurus. Anyways, next we have Therizinosaurus. Its design's fine. The scenes it has is actually admittedly nice. Probably one of the best scenes in Dominion. So yeah. Honestly, wish the scene was a little bit closer to the scene that was like in the actual original concept, where it was like kind of hidden behind the parachute, and also kind of wish that the Therizinosaurus had a smaller head, a little bit more accurate of head. But outside of that, it's decent enough. Definitely goes in A tier, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out how high am I willing to rank Therizinosaurus. And it's just one of those creatures that doesn't rank super high, but also isn't bad, so it doesn't rank really low. Yeah, I think it's about the same as the Velociraptor from the original Jurassic Park. Maybe a little bit lower, because I think even for the time it was like a perfect Deinonychus, while Therizinosaurus is flawed for now, and was flawed back even then. So yeah. Next, we have... Dominion Rexy. Rexy looks better. They gave her some food finally. I guess being in the wild finally gave time for Rexy to actually, consume actual meat and was not emaciated off of just eating goats every now and then. So yeah, it's definitely better. I mean, for sure better than the Jurassic World design. Honestly, where did I rank the Jurassic World design? B tier. Honestly, that feels too high. Top of C tier. Actually, I'm gonna put Dominion Rexy. I think I'll just put Dominion Rexy above all of, like, the other ones in this tier. Again, I really don't know what the heck I'm doing with this ranking somewhat. But yeah, I think I'll put Rexy right here. This feels about right. Next, we have the Ankylosaurus from Rebirth. We're finally on to Rebirth. We're technically done with all the films after this. And then we still have, like, 2.25 pages left. Anyways... The Jurassic World Rebirth Ankylosaurus. I guess spoilers for Rebirth if you haven't seen it, but realistically, you either saw the trailers, which means you basically saw the entire film, you went to actually see the film in theaters, you watched it on digital, or you don't want to watch the movie. Or you're really trying to decide whether or not you want to watch the movie, and depends. Did you like Dominion? If you liked Dominion, then you might like Rebirth or be okay with it. If you've seen the trailers, did you like the trailers? If you didn't like the trailers, then don't watch the movie. It's as simple as that. You watch even though you kind of already watched it with the trailers. But anyways, actually ranking the Ankylosaurus, this thing appears for all of 2 seconds. I think it's better than the Jurassic World Ankylosaurus, but that's like saying, oh yeah, honestly, I don't even have a comparison. That's like ranking the compies. Anyways, next we have Igneognathus. Oh gosh. This thing in the actual film, okay, I'm going to rank based off this render, because that's the only way this thing's getting any way of a good ranking. Because in the actual film, it has like a Dimorphodon-like tail, which is stupid. But on like the actual renders, it's actually a decent Igneognathus besides having some kind of weird eyebrows and also being scaly. Also, I'm not a big fan of the color scheme either. I'd honestly argue it's more of a butchering of the animal than the Dimorphodon was. It's, they kind of just, I don't know, this design's just kind of weird. I'm going to put it in C tier. Below Ceratosaurus, because this is Ceratosaurus' tier. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I know there's a lot of and hawing for this video, but that's kind of because I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. C tier somewhere. Just scoot these over if they let me just grab them all. So yeah, we're going to scoot this down a little bit. And Igneognathus feels like it should go slightly below the Velociraptors. Actually, between the Atrociraptors and the Velociraptors, actually, admittedly. It's almost good, but at the same time, it's not. I feel like they just saw, oh, people have been begging for Igneognathus for a long time, and then Gareth was like, okay, saw it for 2 seconds, was like, oh, okay, it has feathers, so it's stupid. Even though I don't get why the heck you would want to try to make the thing scary. It doesn't even attack anyone. It appears for 2 seconds and then runs off. Why not just make it cute? Honestly, I don't even know. Anyways, next we have the Jurassic World Rebirth Apatosaurus. Man, this film has 2 sauropods and both of them are absolutely atrociously hideous. This is probably the worst Apatosaurus. It looks so outdated and just bad, so yeah. There's only one other sauropod in this franchise that can even rival this hideous beast, and it's a even more hideous and dubious creature, so yeah. Anyways, next we have Dolores. Dolores is a butchering of the animal. Honestly, they might as well just have Microceratus come back because Dolores is literally just Microceratus, but worse. Actually, why was it not Microceratus? Was there a research facility for InGen for Jurassic World? Microceratus was literally canonically in Jurassic World. Well, at the parks at least. It goes in the top of D tier. Yeah, it's just a complete butchering of the animal, admittedly. So yeah, Dolores goes right here. Bootleg baby Protoceratops. Next we have the Kool-Aid Chaos Effect Compsognathus. And honestly, these guys are pretty cool. They don't do anything though, so I will dock some points there. If they did like something at least semi-similar to the original Jurassic Park Compsognathus, I might rank them above because honestly, I like that they're a little bit more fleshy. I feel like the old ones are a little bit too skinny. So yeah, not above. I think I'll put it right next to the Carno, slightly below it though. So yeah, easily. Rebirth actually has some pretty decent creatures. Again, there's like, okay, Rebirth has 2 types of creatures. Pretty decent, really good, and, well, actually it's 3 types of creatures. Pretty decent, really good, and absolutely atrocious worst thing you've seen in the franchise. And Dilophosaurus kind of falls on the lower end of that. It's just, again, the Dominion Dilophosaurus. Where is the wait, where did I rank the Dominion Dilophosaurus? Where did I put that hideous thing? It's not in... Oh, actually, no, it is an F tier. Okay, I was about to say. It's that design, but slightly better. Yeah, not good enough to even make it an E tier. It's also just F tier. Though, it's better than the Dominion one, so that's all it needs to be. That's literally what Rebirth boils down to. It's better than Dominion, so good enough. Why the heck did this thing get on my Jurassic ranking? I thought I was ranking dinosaurs and prehistoric animals. Let me go see where the heck this thing came from. Did it come from, like, Star Wars or Monster? Oh, wait, this is supposed to be a Jurassic creature? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, Mr. Mutant. F tier, though, the top of F tier, because all these other creatures are hideous creatures, but at the very least, he's supposed to be a hideous creature, and he's not trying to be a real one. Dunkleosteus. I know he was just this thing had literally just a single cameo, which means that Gareth Edwards didn't get a chance to butcher it. So, yeah, it's going at the top of S tier. Not number 1. Sorry, Dunkleosteus. Maybe if you get a full body appearance somewhere. Hopefully just let Frontier do it, because otherwise you will be butchered like you were in the film, quite literally. At least you were butchered literally and not figuratively. I take that over you actually, again, being butchered in the other way. Next was Mimosasaurus, another one that goes really high up there. And it also has quite a lot to do in the film, so I think I'd honestly... Sorry, Dunk, but I think you've gotten dethroned. I don't know. I think it's actually even with the Dunkleosteus. That's what I'm going to say, but I will put it above Dunkleosteus for the purposes of this ranking. Solely because, well, I mean, at least it actually had an appearance in the film. It was actually relevant to the film. Dunk could be removed and nothing would change. And Moser would be removed, and then this whole movie would be absolute garbage. So, yeah, you know. Oh, the dragon. Yeah, the dragon. Yeah, no, I don't like you. At the very least, you almost look cool, unlike the... oh, yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, no, I'm going to put you above the Pteranodon because at least you almost look cool, so, you know. Dominion Parasaurolophus. We finally got to see an adult, but it was dead. Can we just please get an adult one? It loses points for not even being alive. I'll put it below. Again, Dunkleosteus wasn't alive either, but it was almost alive. It was still wet. Like, it probably died recently. It still was somewhat alive. Looking, kind of. But yeah, Pierce there's no doubt this thing's been dead for a while. So we're gonna just put it right here. I mean, I can't put it above some of these. I'm gonna put it right here between the Compy. I feel like that's a good ranking for the Parasaurolophus. Next, we have the Mini Pteranodon. This is like one of the best Pteranodons we've gotten in the franchise for some reason. It doesn't do anything to really warrant being called the best. And also, I'm sorry, Compsognathus, but I think I'm gonna have to swap you with the JP3 Pteranodon the more that I think about it. So yeah. Anyways, this Mini Pteranodon, you're really nice, but can't rank super high. So unfortunately, the best I can do is give you like middle of S tier. Yeah, I know that's actually a good ranking, but hey, you could definitely have been better if you actually did something in the film. Next, we have more Rebirth creatures. We're almost done. Now we have ugly, just shamefully ugly. Yeah, no, I think the colorations are nice on this, but the rest of it I'm not a big fan of. It kind of just like they made a really big bat and then stuck a almost as dark as like head onto it. So yeah, I'll put it in C tier because it's not a complete freak of nature, but it's a significant downgrade, and like it also I'm not a big fan of its scene. I think that scene was all right. Honestly, they should have just put Tropiognathus instead of wasting my time by even promising it as dark it in this film. So yeah, we're just going to put it in C tier, though. How low? Okay, at least they didn't just slap Osteoderm on it. It's one of the few creatures they didn't just make a naked chicken at this film, and they actually put fuzz on it. So you have to give it props for that at least. So yeah, there you go. Goes above Allosaurus. Next we have the no-neck Spinosaurus. Yeah, honestly, if I was ranking the Rebirth Spinosaurus in literally any other form, I would rank this thing probably A tier. But the one in the actual film looks hideous. I don't know why. They're all like the same design. The Mattel figure, for example, looks better. Every other, even the renders, like the actual official renders for this thing, look better than it does in the film. I don't know why. Yeah, but saying that, just because literally everything about this thing looks good looks decent except for this, we'll put it at bottom of B tier, because, hey, at least they bothered putting a paleoaccurate Spinosaurus, and hopefully, when other media starts to kind of make things kind of similar based off the Jurassic franchise, they'll actually make, they might accidentally make designs that are actually based off real Spinosaurus. Oh, no, we're here at the dubious freak. I'm not going to even sit here and spend time trashing on this creature, because I've done it so much, and honestly, I'm just sick and tired of it. You know what? Yeah, no, you're going at the bottom of F tier. You have nice colors, but hey, that is literally all you have going for you. It's like the Jurassic World Dilophosaurus. The Dilophosaurus was a alright depiction of Dilophosaurus. Like, it's just a basic theropod with a slightly more Dilophosaurus-like head, and yeah, I guess it works. It's fine, and it has nice colors. Titanosaurus, all of its proportions are wrong. It's an animal that doesn't exist. It's ridiculously oversized, and it should have been Argentinosaurus. Bottom of F tier. Anyway, T-Rex. You guys have been waiting for this one. T-Rex actually gets S tier. Why wasn't this the main thread of the film? Honestly, it was actually kind of good. So yeah, how high does it go? Below... Ooh, I think I'll put above the Dominion pair. Does it go above Spinosaurus, though? That's really... Yeah, no, it doesn't go above Spinosaurus. I just thought about that for like 3 seconds and realized, yeah, no, that makes no sense. It's going below Spinosaurus. So, yeah, honestly, if they just made a paleo-accurate version of the Jurassic Park III Spinosaurus, I would have been happy. I was actually happy to see a paleo-accurate Spino, but then they kind of barely used it like every other creature in the film and also made it ugly, so yeah. Next, we have the Jurassic World Rebirth Velociraptor. Which, is it better than the Jurassic Park 3 one? No, it's actually not. It's not better than Jurassic Park 3. But, it is definitely really close. I will give it points for that at the very least. It is very close. And it is... I was thinking about this whole ranking, but until we got to actually ranking it right now, I realized, yeah, it's not really. So, yeah. That's where we're putting Velociraptor. Next, we have the Amphibian. I know you cannot see this thing in the slightest, but yeah, it's a cameo creature. So, yeah, I know you guys, again, you cannot see it from this image, but just look up Jurassic World Rebirth Amphibian. You'll find a bunch of images for it. Admittedly, its design is not the best, so, yeah, we'll put it at the bottom of B tier. Also, it, like, barely appears. Should have been Diplocaulus. I literally made an entire video before Rebirth came out saying how Diplocaulus should be in the film, just as, like, an extra background creature. They needed, just, like, an exotic-looking amphibian, and we literally got with that, except without it actually being, Diplocaulus. So, yeah. Anyways, next we have this water animal. You know what? It doesn't do anything, and also literally all people have been doing is debating about it. Its design is, honestly, what the heck even is this? I'm not even mad, I'm just really confused. At that point, I think it is getting here. But at the very least, we can tell the amphibian's an amphibian. We can't even tell this thing is a fish, an eel, which I know is a type of fish, but still. Or a reptile, or an amphibian of some sort, who knows. Now we move on to the other canon stuff, which I think I've been honestly sitting for a long time, so I think I am going to stand up. Yeah, I know you guys can't see anything because of course, I don't have an actual camera on me, but yeah. I've been recording this audio sitting, so I'm going to stand up for a bit. Anyways, next we have Bumpy. Best of the Ankylosauruses. Maybe it's just because Bumpy's been through it so a lot, so at least we got like some emotional attachment to Bumpy. But still, Bumpy, I will put Bumpy at the top of C tier. It's still a Jurassic World Ankylosaurus though, so there's only so far I can put Bumpy. Again, I think it would have been really cool. Honestly, if Bumpy was an accurate Ankylosaurus, which, let's be honest, I feel like if DreamWorks had the chance to actually redesign the Jurassic World Ankylosaurus, Bumpy probably would have been accurate. But they can't, so I'll give them props for at least making Bumpy pretty much the best. I think this is the best thing Ankylosaurus will be in this franchise unless they go to like a complete rehaul of the design. Next, we have the Baryonyx, Chaos, Limbo, and Grim. I'm going to be re-ranking a lot of designs we've already seen since the Camp Cretaceous variants are slightly different, and I think they're different enough that I can rationalize ranking them a second time. And they're slightly better than Fallen Kingdom Barry. As simple as that. Just Fallen Kingdom Barry, but it's ever so slightly a bit better. And honestly, we just have this tier list is just so full that I have to basically it's like the top rows are completely filled and the bottom rows are surprisingly not filled. Yeah, I would have actually expected there to be a lot more horrible designs, but yeah. I'll put that right here. I'll probably do a ranking of primitive war designs once, at least whenever I see the film. I haven't seen it yet. And also I'll probably do a ranking of like maybe the Dino Kids designs and also Primeval designs. But yeah, right now we're doing the Jurassic ranking. Anyways, we are going to be putting the Brachiosaurus. I think the Brachiosaurus is actually really nice. I'm going to put it above the other Brachiosauruses. Honestly, I need to just start using the actual tier maker thing because using PowerPoint gets kind of tiring with having to move every single creature individually, essentially. So yeah, I can kind of just click on them all to link them together at the very least, but that's about the best I can do. Let me just scoot this over. Again, I know this is like a lot of filler talk, but that's just how much filler and time I need to move all this stuff over. But yeah. Anyways, scooting this over, we can put the Brachiosaurus right here. Next, we have Carnotaurus, and I mean, it's the Jurassic World Carnotaurus design, so you know where it's going. Though, admittedly, it's not as good as the Fallen Kingdom design, so it does slide down a bit, but not far. It's still in the top half of S tier. And, of course, I'm going to have to move all of these over, so. Surprisingly, actually, S tier has the most amount of creatures. I was not really expecting that. So, yeah. Scoot that over. Sorry if I end up being quiet. I'll probably have some nice music in the background, hopefully, for this video, because I have not been talking a lot. The Ceratosaurus, it's better than the Ceratosaurus we had before. But is it really the best? I think the Jurassic World Evolution Ceratosaurus is just a better Jurassic Ceratosaurus in general. And I'd say the Ceratosaurus is, yeah, I think it ranks in C tier, but a little bit, it's kind of a weird spot. Let me just move all of these over. So yeah, anyways, Ceratosaurus does definitely have an interesting place, at least in my opinion. I think it has a pretty decently better, is it better than Ralph? I think it is better than Ralph. Ralph has had the third place for, or at least up in the top 3 for a while. But yeah, no, it's getting moved down. So yeah, that's where I'm putting the Ceratosaurus. Both color schemes, both the gray and regular. Also, for the Camp Cretaceous, it would take forever if I decided to rank all the color schemes separately. So I'm ranking all color schemes as one. So yeah, the compies. Yeah, they do a lot. Though I'm not a super big fan of the design. I'm going to have to zoom out on this tier list some, just because, honestly, it's getting tiring to move them all so hard. So, yeah, we're just going to rank it a little bit below the Rebirth compy, because the color scheme's not as good, below Nasuda. And I think it actually goes at the bottom of S tier, because their designs are not as good. Though I don't know why, because their designs are just pretty similar to the other design. Next, we have the Dilophosaurus. I don't like the Dilophosaurus from Camp Cretaceous. It looks artificial, and I don't know how to explain it. It looks like an interpretation of an animal that already does not exist, which is literally what it is. So, yeah, though it's not as bad as some of the others in D tier. So, we'll scoot those down. And, yeah, it's definitely not, yeah, it's kind of hard to say exactly. I think I'll put that right there. I think like that feels like about right for this animal. So, yeah. Yeah, anyways, moving on to the next creature, we have the Camp Cretaceous Dimorphodon, which, yeah, I think it's a decent enough design, decent enough. I think it's, well, at least compared to the other Dimorphodon, pretty decent. And I think I'll put it slightly below Pyroraptor, kind of sandwiching Pyroraptor between these Dimorphodons. So, yeah, let's put that right there. Camp Cretaceous Dimorphodon. And honestly, this tier list is getting very full very fast, honestly. Can't wait to end up, well, seeing how this turns out at the end. Also, the lower tiers really need more creatures, but the Gallimimus. I don't really like the Camp Cretaceous Gallimimus. The Jurassic World one, but slightly worse. I think I'll put it, yep, right here feels about right. So, yeah. Again, it's just some minor things, but it looks a little bit too bulky. Anyways. Next, we have the Camp Cretaceous Indominus. It's basically the Indominus Rex, except without all the cool factors to it. So, yeah. Honestly, where did I even put Indominus? I put those guys in B tier. So, yeah. Indominus Rex, it goes... Is it better than... It's kind of like just a game of, is it better than? That's honestly what I should just call this better. Is a game of, is it better than with Jurassic dinosaurs? Because that's honestly what it is. Let's see. It's better than the Yankees, I think. Is it better than... Yeah, I think... Yeah. Just really hard to say. I think I'll put it right around here. Below the Atrociraptor, I think, but... better than the Ignatha's and Velociraptor. Next, we have Kentrosaurus. This may be a hot take, but I really don't like the Jurassic World Kentrosaurus. It's just not a design I really like that much. It's like, there's nothing really wrong with it, per se, but... it's just a design I never was a big fan of, though it is decent, though, so I'll put it in B tier. Like, Pierce does a lot, and it's a unique species. I just don't know why. There's just something about the design that I never found appealing about it. I think it might be just because it's too bulky. Like, it's basically just a Stegosaurus design. Like, well, not the Jurassic World Stegosaurus, but a decent Stegosaurus design. Well, a Kentrosaurus plates, so yeah. Monolophosaurus. This is probably one of my favorite small theropods in the franchise, and wish that we got to see it more. So, yeah, this thing's going in S tier. Though how high in S tier? Now, that's the important question. Is it better than the Velociraptors? Yeah. Not better than Carno, I know that for sure. We'll put it right about here. Honestly, I kind of want to move things around a little bit. Put the Rebirth Raptors down some. Put the Carnotaurus up some. And put Monolophosaurus right in the middle. So, yeah. Now, moving on. We have the Camp Cretaceous Mosasaurus. Basically just Jurassic Mosasaurus, but slightly not as good, so we'll put it... I actually know exactly. We haven't put anything in A tier for quite a while, but unfortunately things are going to change very, very, very soon. If I can get my thing to work well. Yeah, we haven't even touched A tier for quite a while. But today is the day that we decide to actually change things up in A tier. So we're going to scoot it down so that there's another space. And then, okay, let me just grab the ones that I'm going to be moving up today. So, creatures that are better than it, I'd say, are all these ones. Camp Cretaceous Mosasaurus just goes below it slightly. Here we go. Next, we have Nothosaurus. Nothosaurus is a really cool creature. The design's pretty faithful. It does a lot in the show that I think warrants it being there. Hope it appears more, though I find it unlikely, unfortunately. Nothosaurus is just a really cool one. I think I'll put it above a lot of these. I'll put it like right here. It's just that good of a creature. Also, it's just so unique. It's the only Triassic animal we really got. Unfortunately, I feel in a future film, instead of getting a new semi-aquatic kind of like Nothosaurus or just getting Nothosaurus again, I feel like there's a good chance we'll probably just get something in its place like I don't know, like some sort of weird, stupid mutant. It's gonna be like, I don't know, Velociraptor mixed with like a seal or something. Anyways, I do want to change this ranking up a little bit. This feels weird to say, but I'm going to have to move Compsognathus down. Move these guys up. Honestly, thinking about it more, I think I have to move the Paras down some. Move these designs up some. Okay, so Quill Velociraptor, then these guys, then the Compsognathus. Yeah, I think like that feels a little bit better for ranking for some of these creatures. So yeah. Anyways, next we have Tyrannosaurus. Honestly, oh man, I literally just did all that re-rank moving around for no reason because now I have to figure out a way to shove Tyrannosaurus in the S tier. I love the Tyrannosaurus design. In fact, I'd say it's actually, I think I put it up here. Probably one of my favorite herbivores in the franchise. I'm really devastated it didn't appear in Chaos Theory at all. Like, there's an entire piece of concept art for Season 2 that actually did feature Tyrannosaurus. So, Tyrannosaurus was intended to be in the episode at some point. But unfortunately, it didn't make it in. So, yeah. We're just going to scoot these down and put Tyrannosaurus here. Love this thing going up here. Though, admittedly, it's seen... Ooh, it's honestly, it's seen as just not better than the Pteranodon scene. Otherwise, I would have ranked it higher. I hate the Camp Cretaceous Parasaurolophus. It looks like someone in a skin suit. Did we go back to, like, literally the mid-1800s with these dinosaur designs? This is absolutely the worst. I am putting this thing in F tier. How high in the F tier, though? That's kind of hard to say. It kind of falls in the same thing as the Oh, yeah, no, I think this is the second worst creature in the franchise. I hate the Parasaurolophus design. So, yeah. Not as bad as Titanosaurus, though, at least. Anyways, next we have, this Jurassic World Pteranodon again. Except, admittedly, this is probably its best appearance. I don't know why it just looks slightly better here. Yeah, kind of weird to say that, but yeah. The mutants actually did not rank at the bottom, surprisingly, somehow. That's actually really weird. Anyways, now we get Scorpius Rex. Also, if I was ranking these based off just creatures in general, the mutants would easily be at the bottom. But the only reason because I'm ranking them based off designs. And honestly, yeah, you know what? Now that I think of it, yeah, no, I'm actually moving the mutants down. Because design-wise, they don't fit the franchise in the slightest. And that is something that actually is important for this ranking. And they don't do that. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that they're still... The Pteranodons are still really bad, but they're a bit better than Pteranodons. The dragon is just atrocious. The dragon is just lazy and bad. So yeah, that's where the dragon's going. Yeah, now we have Sinoceratops, another kind of ugly creature design. Where'd I put the other Sinoceratops? It's going to go at the bottom of E. That feels about right. Smilodon. This thing's design admittedly could be better. I'm not going to lie. This thing looks like Daniel Tiger for some reason, but yeah, I do like the Smilodon. Also, it's a Smilodon, so it's going to get S tier no matter what. But, where is the question? Oh, man, we're actually out of space on the tier list. That's how many creatures are in this franchise. Okay, we're just going to need to crush some things down to make room for Smilodon. I think I'm just going to do this until I actually get enough room for Smilodon. I think it goes slightly above Junior. I think that's a good spot for Smilodon. Admittedly, its design could be a bit more interesting. I probably should just, like, group these all together and just crush them down like that. But hey, of course I'm not going to do that. Anyways, let's move that down here. Also, I think I messed something up somewhere on this tier list so that now the Triceratops got crushed under here. But yeah. There you go. Here's my ranking so far. Moving back down, we have Spinoceratops. No one cares about this creature, unfortunately. And it's not even their fault. We literally never got to see the adult of this, never got any merchandise for it. And the adult looks pretty decent. I definitely say it's one of the nicer hybrids out of some... Oh, I never even ranked Scorpius. We're going to save that for a second, because Scorpius... I love Scorpius, so it's going to be ranked somewhere higher than most people would rank it. But, Spinoceratops, yeah, no, about that. It didn't really... It barely counts as a creature at this point. It was kind of here. Kind of feels unfair ranking it because it literally just got a baby design, but that's it. I think I would put the Spinoceratops. Again, since we're only ranking the baby design, there's no adult design to rank. Yeah, I guess I put it about there. So yeah. Scorpius Rex. This is the only mutant hybrid freak of nature that is getting any way of a good ranking. Yeah, we're going to rank this one, yeah, I'm going to anger some people with this one. Yeah, I think that's about right for Scorpius. So here. Feels like, to me, it feels like a good enough ranking for Scorpius Rex. I just kind of like Scorpius Rex a lot. So yeah. Camp Cretaceous Spinosaurus, what did they do to my boy? I hate that modern Jurassic just turns the the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus brown now. It's debatable this is supposed to be the one from Jurassic Park 3, but either way, it's still the same variant of animal, and it's still not good. Yeah, I don't like it being brown. Yeah, the brown really ruins it, and also this thing just looks goofy in general. I think we'll put it in B, but not as bad as the new Spino. So let's put it like right here, feels about right. Right below Giganotosaurus, just to rub the salt into the wound. So yeah, anyways, Spinosaurus right below Giga. Now we have some interesting ones. We have Stegosaurus, the Camp Cretaceous one, just the Jurassic World variant, but ever so slightly better, so yeah. Also, at least it does stuff in it. In the show, since Stegosaurus does like nothing in this franchise. None of the herbivores do anything though. Yeah, Tarbosaurus. Okay, so let me get this straight. They decided to take a theropod that its entire identity basically revolves around the fact that it is a smaller and slimmer relative of T-Rex, and they decided to make it bulkier and larger than T-Rex. Okay, why is this thing more well-fed than the actual T-Rex in this franchise? This is just ridiculous. Yeah, no, Tarbosaurus, yeah, it gets E tier, though. At least it looks visually kind of nice. Like, it has nice colors. Yeah, it kind of misses the entire point. Actually, I think it goes to D tier. It's basically the same as Dolores. It kind of completely misses the point of the creature. But hey, it's a Tyrannosaur. At least I can tell that. Dilophosaurus, I can't even tell that. So yeah. And at least it walks on the right amount of legs. So we're just going to put this above Dolores. Next, we have the Camp Cretaceous T-Rex. Of which, yeah, I think this is just ranking for all of the Rexes in the franchise, which, in that case, this actually ranks higher than it would. If it was just Rex, it would not rank that high. But considering the fact that it involves all the other T-Rexes in Camp Cretaceous, we are going to rank this one a bit higher. I probably should put Big and Little Edie together as just one different variant. I kind of regret not doing that. But just mentioning that this is supposed to be for Big and Little Edie, and that's why I am ranking it top of C tier, because I think it's at least nice that they finally did a T-Rex. There was a different color than just freaking brown. So, yeah. Though Rexy kind of brings it down a little bit. Next, we have the Jurassic World. Well, yeah, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Velociraptor, which is really weird, because this is like the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor, except bulkier without any of the charm, and also with Jurassic World skins over it. So, this is really just a weird one. I don't really like this one. We're going to put this one in, honestly, I think his design is not even as good as the Locust. I'm putting it right here. Next, I have Bumpy on this thing way too much. I'm just going to get both of the Bumpies at once, with the baby Bumpies at once. First, we have the baby Bumpy design, which is actually used a lot for Smoothie, but we'll get the Smoothie later. And, wait, did I even put Smoothie on here? Okay, so yeah, I forgot to put Smoothie as an option. Anyways, this is just going to represent both Baby Bumpy and Smoothie, which in that case, it gets A tier, because Smoothie is freaking awesome. And also, it still is kind of round and has a lot of the characteristics that I want from an Ankylosaurus design. So, yeah, we're going to put this one a little bit higher. So yeah, we're just going to put it right here. And then the little bit older Baby Bumpy, hot take, but I'm actually not the biggest fan of this Baby Bumpy model. It kind of looks like a 30-year-old that lives in the basement eating Doritos all day. So yeah, we're just going to, again, maybe it's just this image. Maybe I need to go look at more images, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one. Though, hey, it's still an Ankylosaurus, at least, unlike it being whatever the heck. I don't even have, like, an insult for the Camp Cretaceous Hidden Adventures Tarbosaurus, outside of it was so bad it's not even canon. So, yeah, we're just going to put it right here. Anyways, yeah, people are going to have my head for this, because, again, I didn't put Bumpy that high, just, again, it's just the Jurassic World Ankylosaurus, but reskinned. Now we have the baby Brachiosaurus. Definitely one of the better babies. It's like the Apato baby, but a little bit better, I guess. So, yeah. I think I'll rank it right about here. Below the Galley, but definitely not that high. I keep on going but, because I honestly don't even know what the heck to say. So, yeah. We're going to put the baby Brachiosaurus right here. Next, we have the Camp Cretaceous Allosaurus. Chaos Theory Allosaurus. Honestly, this thing can go really anywhere, frankly. Maybe I'll put it, I really don't know. B tier feels too high. Where's the other Allosauruses? I say it ranks basically the Dominion one, but a little bit better. Yeah, I think I like it more than the Quetz, actually. Because I thought it was kind of cool, at least, the Allosaurus. So, yeah. Yeah, again, sorry, I don't have much commentary to say. But, yeah, like, I have so much to rant about, except for when I don't, I just don't know what to say. So, yeah, I'm just going to put the Allosaurus kind of right here, I guess. Allosaurus kind of just got dropped the second half of Chaos Theory, so yeah. Next, we have the Atrociraptors. These guys are significantly better in Chaos Theory. They're actually cool and actually do stuff. So, yeah, where are the old Atrociraptors? Where did I put the other Atrociraptors? Trying to remember. Because they do rank still kind of similar to that. Their designs are pretty similar. But they are still significantly better. I think, honestly, I've completely lost them. Oh, yeah, they're like right here. They're basically that, but slightly better. Well, significantly better, but you get my point. We'll put them... Actually, I think I'll put them at the top of C tier. Because, again, I think, like, their characteristics and what they do in the series, basically, their behaviors carry them so much. Because without those behaviors, these guys would probably just rank about the same as the other ones, maybe slightly higher. But with their behaviors, it really bumps them up quite a bit. Because they managed to make this thing interesting and not just a raptor clone. Well, it's still a raptor clone, but at least it's different. Now we have the Baryonyx with no eyes. So, yeah. Where do I put the Leucistic Baryonyx? This is how you do a mutant well. Just solely off the fact that this is how you do a mutant well, I'm going to put it in this tier. In fact, if the regular Baryonyx looked more like the website design, this thing would be a great mutant. But, yeah, my Scorpius Rex bias is not going to let me do it. Honestly, I'm going to have to put it below Scorpius, but, yeah, it's still really good. Now we have Beckelspinax. Hey, look, a dubious genus that isn't horrible in every imaginable way. So, yeah, we're going to put this one actually pretty high. I want to put it in S, but do we even have room in S anymore? Definitely going to go a bit lower in S. Honestly, yeah, I think we're just going to need to crush all these down a little bit. Ooh, do I like it more than Monolophosaurus? Not quite. I don't think I like it quite as much as Monolophosaurus, so we're just going to crush these down a little bit. And then we will be able to put Beckelspinax. But again, being a dubious genus really shouldn't happen, but at the very least, it doesn't make me completely and utterly hate a creature just because it is dubious. Being dubious is not Titanosaurus' biggest issue. It is a significant issue, but not the biggest issue. Beckelspinax, not only is it an actual good depiction of that animal, but also it is it's a good depiction of it and its actual, well, valid synonym. But also, again, it actually fits the role. A medium theropod, that actually works. But, yeah, the locusts haven't done anything as they should, so, you may be thinking, just because the locusts did less, that doesn't mean that, how would that make them better than the other ones that actually did stuff? Well, simple. Sometimes people are better, or creatures are better when they just shut up. And the locusts are definitely one of them. But they're still locusts, so, yeah, there's only so much you can do to save these things. I know they're doing the story of Dominion, so you can't just get rid of them. But hey, they're doing their best to make them kind of just as irrelevant as possible, especially for Season 3. I feel like they were incorporated perfectly. Because the locusts, I thought, were a fine idea if they were a side plot. And that's what they are so far. Actually, they're barely a plot at all. Lystrosaurus. Leonard. Leonard is still going up here. Though, yeah, actually, I think it's about the same as its other ranking. It's just that good. I really want to put Quetzal up higher, but I can't. So, yeah, we're just going to scoot these guys all down some. And we can scoot Leonard right into his throne where he belongs. Next, we have Majungasaurus. Wish this thing appeared more. So, yeah, I think the Beckelspinax design is just a little bit cooler, but I still do love Majungasaurus. I think that's a great design for a second Abelisaur in the franchise, which is a really weird. Mattel's made a crap ton of Abelisaurs. Literally, just like in the last year, they made like 7, like the last year or two, made like 7 different Abelisaurs. But in the series, we only have 2, which is a Majungasaurus and Carnotaurus. So, yeah. At least they are alive. We don't count the things absorbed into the Indominus Rex genome. But anyways, next we have the new Pseudoceratops. This is the Cretaceous Chaos Theory variant. And I think I like it a little bit more than its actual film appearance. And oh my goodness, I somehow filled the gap that I made space for. Okay, we're going to need to work overtime to actually be able to shove all these creatures in here. There are a lot of creatures in this franchise that are just either really good or that I really like. Some of the creatures in S tier are not even creatures that I like a lot. I just think they're really good designs. And, yeah. Like, for example, some of these I don't think I would put in S tier otherwise. The only reason they're in S tier is because they're just that good. But, yeah. Next we have... Okay, let me start off in place. Anyways, yeah. Next we have Pachyrhinosaurus. I like this guy when the show first came out, but the more and more I look at it, the more and more I realize I don't really like it. So, yeah. Sorry, Pachyrhinosaurus, but, you're ranking it a bit lower. So, you're ranking higher than some of the other, ceratopsians in this franchise. So, yeah. I think B tier is about right for you, though I don't know where. So, let's see. Not as good as Bioraptor. I think it's a bit better than Dimorphodon, so I think that's about where I'd rank it. Could be a little bit more interesting. I wish that they made the features more defined. I think the issue is that it's too rounded. When I feel like Pachyrhinosaurus is a very boxy animal, and they should have made the face and general, like the whole entire thing, just a little bit more boxy and beefy instead of soft and rubbery. But yeah. Chaos Theory Pyroraptor. Pyroraptor, but most of its issues fixed. Of course, the face could be less dragon-like, but somehow they did it. They basically took the dragon-like face and somehow made it work to some degree. So yeah, Pyroraptor. This thing is just really good. It's going in S tier. I mean A tier. Because again, there are still creatures. I think I like this better than Tiger Raptor. I would really like to get a good Feather Raptor. Honestly, can we get like Utah Raptor in Chaos Theory Season 4? Or can we get like a Chaos Theory Season 5? Just like a final hurrah. Give us like 5 new species that people have been dying for. And call it a day. And oh my goodness, we're out of room in this tier as well. Let me just group these together and squish them down a little bit. Because I have to at this point. Ungroup. Yeah, okay, there you go. That should be about right. And then we have to move the ones that it is a bit better than up to the front. So yeah, that's where I am putting the Chaos Theory Pyroraptor. So yeah, next we have Chaos Theory Stygimoloch. I'm kind of getting tired of re-ranking the same creatures over and over and over again, but hey, it has to be done. And the Chaos Theory Stygimoloch is pretty good, just like regular Stygimoloch, but slightly better. So yeah, let me just crush some of these down a little bit to actually make room for it. In fact, let me smush the other Stygimoloch down a bit too. But yeah, here's where I would rank the Stygimoloch. Honestly, I need to just crop this Triceratops PNG, the baby Triceratops PNG, to get it to fit now. But yeah, I think that is about where I would rank the Stygimoloch. This is going to be a long video. It's already over an hour. It's probably going to be almost 2. Suchomimus. I love the Suchomimus. It's going in S tier. Where is the real question? I think I have to put it above Tyrannosaurus because it does significantly more. Yes, I like Suchomimus more than the actual Spinosaurus in this franchise. I don't care if that is a hot take. Actually, I know a lot of people... Honestly, I feel like the Spinosaurus is very split. I feel like when Jurassic Park 3 first came out, it was very split. But now it's kind of just... Most people just like the Spinosaurus, though there are some people that don't like it a super lot, but still enjoy it. Honestly, I think Spinosaurus is the best of the theropods. I know I have seen arguments that it is kind of just a T-Rex. Okay, not visually, but functionally, it's just a T-Rex, but bigger with a sail and with longer arms. But I do definitely agree with that, though. Out of the T-Rexes, if we're just ranking it like that, I'd still probably prefer it over most of the T-Rexes. So, yeah. Next, we have Fallen Kingdom Concavinator. This thing's kind of ugly. Though, if it looked more like the Hammond Collection figure, which actually looks good, maybe it could be decent. But until then, it doesn't get super high. Putting it above most of these, though, because at the very least, I can tell it's a Concavinator. So, yeah. We're going to put this in D. Also, something I want to mention about Tarbosaurus. I swear the Tarbosaurus design is if they could get away with just making... If T-Rex was not introduced into this franchise yet and they could get away by just putting T-Rex in the franchise and doing whatever they want with it, that's what T-Rex would look like. I want you guys to know that for sure. If there's some other theropod was popular and that was the main creature in the original film and that's what they kept on reusing for all these films, then Tarbosaurus... When they did introduce T-Rex, it would probably just be this Tarbosaurus design. But, yeah, next we have the baby Diplodocus. It looks like the baby Apatosaurus, but somehow worse. So, yeah, we're going to put this guy at the bottom of D tier. Next, we have the Dracorex, which I don't know why it's stealing an egg. I feel like the Mononychus should be doing that, but, yeah, this design's actually really nice. I think I like it more than the Stygimoloch, actually. So, yeah. Let's just get these crushed down in there a little bit. Well, let me just select all of these so I can group them together. And crush them down a little bit. Yeah, PowerPoint actually works pretty good for rankings, except when you have big rankings like this. So, yeah. Definitely want to need to work something around doing that. Anyways, did I actually just move this over? Did I do ungroup these? Okay, ungroup. So yeah, this is where Draco Rex is. Next, we have Mononychus. I actually really like these guys, though they need some feathers. Like the Mattel figure, I feel like that would help a lot. Mononychus is one of those animals which, if it doesn't have feathers, it's really messed up. Though I think it goes in B tier. I think that feels about right for this thing. So let's see, I think that goes right about here. Yeah. Honestly, actually, I think it's pretty similar to the Pachyrhino. Don't know if that clicking is even loud enough to pick up on the microphone, but yeah. Anyways, I'm actually going to put it above Pachyrhino. I think it's just a better interpretation of, outside of not having feathers, it's a pretty decent interpretation of Mononychus, while Pachyrhinosaurus has more issues. So yeah. Now we get to move on to the soft and and semi-canon, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Now we have, first off, Edmontosaurus website design. Honestly, I'm going to need to make some room in S tier, so let me just do that, because, like, realistically, I know a lot of these are just going to straight up go into S tier, so, might as well get to grouping and crushing these guys down so that they fit. Group. Okay, so, let's scoot this forward. Yeah, this is going to be like that. It's going to work well for these first ones, but the ones towards the end are definitely going to suffer a bit. Anyways, so yeah, let me ungroup these. Now, where would I put Edmontosaurus? Again, I can't even base off their opinion. I mean, their appearance, since they don't really do. I'm just have to look off how they're visually looking. And I think it's a little bit above. Honestly, I think it's above Sugo, maybe. So yeah, that's where I put Edmontosaurus. Next, I'm going to just skip the Suchomimus, because realistically, I kind of should just do that. And honestly, I love the Suchomimus design. I'll put it slightly below the Quetzal. But definitely one of my favorite designs in the franchise. So yeah, that's where we're going to be putting these Suchomimus. I'm going to need to crush these down even more to fit these Sugo even on the tier list. That's just how many creatures were ranked. And also, again, I'm sorry if this video is getting rambling and kind of just boring, because I'm not really talking about anything interesting, but I'm sorry, I'm just kind of running out of stuff. Next with Metricanthosaurus. Again, if this audio messes up, you'll probably never see this video, or I'll just release it to my members only, I guess. And I'll just end up doing another one where I do the ranking a little bit differently, and hopefully it'll come out better that way. But again, anyways, we have Metricanthosaurus. Where would I rank the Metricanthosaurus? This is also just a really good one. Pretty good basic theropod. Below a lot of the other ones, and honestly, yeah, no, I think I have to put this one in A tier. As much as I love this design, it is just another theropod. Though it is a good another theropod, admittedly. So yeah. Also, kind of random off topic, is every Metricanthosaurus just yellow now? Because this one's yellow, the Dinosaur King one's yellow. So that's really interesting. And also, it's also, I don't know if, honestly, I don't even know what the heck I was about to say, but I feel like there's something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it is. But, yeah. Just kind of weird that we got multiple yellow, Metricanthosaurus. Where would I rank the Metri on all these creatures? I think I'd actually have to put it pretty high, though. But, yeah, Metricanthosaurus, I feel like, again, I'm probably going to make a video talking about this, but I feel like we need to spice up old Jurassic films when we're doing new interpretation. Like, I know we have Jurassic Park Survival coming out, and what I feel like they need to do is introduce some more creatures that have not appeared in film yet. Like the Telltale game, Jurassic Park the game. That one actually introduced 3 new creatures. I feel like they need to do something like that. If anything, I'd actually be happy they just introduced Tylosaurus, Herrerasaurus, and Troodon again to make them canon again. But, yeah, Metricanthosaurus is a good candidate for a creature that if they need a theropod, like a medium theropod, since there aren't really any in the original film, Metricanthosaurus would be a good creature to add in. And then, if we had to pick between Herrerasaurus and Troodon, I think Troodon's a little bit more unique, so I'm sorry, Herrerasaurus, you're getting cut. But Tylosaurus is the only marine reptile, so I can argue it's staying. But, yeah, Pachycephalosaurus, the website design, it's admittedly better than... I'm not a big fan of the color scheme. I don't like the color scheme, but otherwise I think it's better than the Jurassic World Pachy. Actually, if anything, I'd say the color scheme of the Jurassic World Pachycephalosaurus would have worked really nice on this one, but unfortunately, maybe in a different time or in a different age, though I don't think there's a chance we're getting a Pachycephalosaurus this good ever again in the future, considering how the designs have been recently, unless we get a spin-off series where they decide to actually give it a decent design. So yeah. Like Chaos Theory. I honestly hope we do get an installment in whatever the heck you want to call it, the Cretaceous Chaos Theory saga so far. well, I think it's only 2. I don't know how many films you need to have, or pieces of media you need to have for it to be considered a saga, but yeah, I don't know how many of those you need before we can consider it a saga. But yeah, feel like we need whatever that is, that franchise, if it continues on, the story continues, I would like to see a new Pachycephalosaurus appear. So, yeah. Next, I'm just going to put it right here, I don't actually like the colors that much, but I like the design itself, it's really good. Then we have the Parasaurolophus. Since this Parasaurolophus doesn't do anything, I will keep it in A tier, but definitely kind of tempted to put it in an S. I'm not a super big Parasaurolophus fan, so I don't know why I'm ranking all the Paras so high, but hey, I am. So yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be ranking Parasaurolophus. This video is going to be like 45 minutes long, because I'm almost done, hopefully. Kind of. Now we get to move on to these creatures, which I probably should have ranked before the website designs, but anyways, Teratophonius. I know it's just a corpse, but hey, it's still pretty nice. I think I have to rank it below Metri, just simply because, again, it's just a corpse, it doesn't do anything. So, I think I'll put it, like, below. Honestly, a lot of the creatures that appear in the flesh, I love Teratophonius, but it is pretty basic and also doesn't have much of an appearance. So, yeah, I think I will rank it below the Velociraptor. Finally, something I rank not below the Velociraptor. I mean, yeah, below the, Jurassic Park Velociraptor, because I ranked everything under the sun above this original Jurassic Park Velociraptor at this point. So, yeah. I'm just going to move these guys down. Not better than these guys. Better than Theory almost, but not quite. I think it goes between it and Iguanodon. At this point, this tier list is just crammed. Honestly, E tier is easily the most empty because either anything is alright and just passable above it or just absolutely atrocious. E tier is just like a bridge between that. Anyways, next we have this thingy. And, yeah. Just gonna, I don't even know what the heck this thing is. I don't remember what it's called, but it doesn't do much. Again, if it appeared in the flesh, maybe it would rank higher, but it hasn't, so I'll just put it at the bottom of D tier. It is just a corpse. Kind of feels unfair, but that's where I'm putting it. And originally, I was going to rank all the Jurassic Park the game designs, but honestly, I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to rank the 3 that the only reason I did all the other ones is because I simply wanted to rank these 3, so I'm just going to do these 3 new designs. I'll actually put these together. Honestly, these guys need to be canon. So first we have what the Mutodon should have been, an actual mutated Troodon. So yeah, we're going to put this one in A tier. Somehow, don't know how, but I'll figure out a way to shove it in A tier, and that's where it's going. So yeah, this is honestly just a really good creature. Like, as a mutated creature, this is easily one of the best ones. The colors are striking, it's iconic. And we know that they want to bring this thing back. Like, Mattel made a whole entire Hammond collection figure for it and everything. They ought to be thinking, at the very least, about bringing this creature back. But they can't because of some reason, I don't know. Anyways, I think I'd actually put it right here, actually. Jurassic Park the game. Okay, I actually didn't ungroup those yet. Well, yeah. I think I'd rank it right about here between Bumpy/Smoothie and the Metrigathosaurus. So yeah. Next we have Tylosaurus. It gets bonus points for being a marine reptile. We already learned this. Should be a well-taught lesson at this point. You get bonus points for being a marine reptile even if you're not the best marine reptile. Admittedly, I like the coloration so much more than the Jurassic World Mosasaurus, but the Jurassic World Mosasaurus is a better design. Like, actually, like, if we're being faithful to the actual animal, and I kind of prefer that. So we will put Tylosaurus a little bit lower. But, oh my goodness, the Herrerasaurus has such a good color scheme. It needs to go in S. I think I'd put it above Monolophosaurus, so that's why it has to go in S. But, where is the Monolophosaurus? Honestly, I've lost it. Okay, here it is. And I feel bad for these last few creatures because, honestly, they're all just getting crushed. So let's just group these and crush them down a little bit. Group, ungroup. So we are almost done with this video, guys. Finally. So yeah, this thing just has such a good color scheme. I think I might have to actually put it above some of these creatures here. Finally, we're splitting up the 2 Parasaurolophus because the Herrerasaurus just has that good of a color scheme. Also, the scene it has is pretty decent. These guys also have scenes, which that actually gets me thinking. I have to actually raise the Tylosaurus' ranking because its scene is actually really good. I'd say better than the actual Jurassic World Mosasaurus. You know what? I'm tempted to swap them. I think I'm going to do something kind of weird. I'm going to put them side by side, putting Tylosaurus slightly above the Jurassic World Mosasaurus because it has better colors and it actually has a better scene. But, yeah, there you go. That's how we're going to rank them. Yeah, sorry we're kind of running out of space and this tier list looks crammed. So I'm going to clean all these up. Honestly, I had a few other slides because who knows how many. I didn't even know I was going to need to start a new tier list. But yeah, here is the entire Jurassic franchise ranked. This is every single creature, and this is all where I'm ranking all their designs. If there's anything else, honestly, I'm not adding it on. Maybe I'll add it on eventually. But these are all like the canon ones. If I missed anything, let me know. If there is if you disagree with this ranking, which I know inevitably some people are, just comment down below. What are your thoughts on that? How would you rank all these creatures? Because man, this video was tiring. What should I rank next? I have a few ideas in mind, but I want to hear what you guys think. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and goodbye.